the weather team you can trust. Here's Chief Meteorologist Eric Snyder.
You know, selfishly, as a broadcast meteorologist, my life would be a lot easier if it just decided to stay cold like it had been doing for the better part of the last month. This warm-up is going to cause some complications around here over the next 24 hours. But we're not there right now. It's a little foggy. Temperatures are near 40 degrees. It's not bad at all in terms of weather impacts. You really don't have them. Reduced visibility in spots tonight, but I don't think that's going to slow things down. You're still at 40 on the money at the airport, 36 in Sodus, 37 in Buffalo. So show me a spot that is below freezing right now in western New York, because I can't find it. That's a good thing. If we were to get all this precip in here tonight, this is probably an all-rain event. It's a big nothing burger. We move on to the next one. But the precip wants to wait until tomorrow morning. And then we have to ask the question, how cold are we going to be by tomorrow morning? It's a great question. It depends on which model you want to lean on with this. Off to our west, you could see the leading edge here of the advancing cloud cover and generally light precip extending from Minneapolis to the west side of Chicago. This does not look significant right now, and admittedly it's not, but it's evolving. And as it continues to overspread the area from west to east, that precip is going to become heavier in advance of the parent low, which is centered right about in here along a developing frontal boundary, which is going to decide to park right through western New York. That's where things start getting dicey anytime you get a wintry system that's parked right over western New York. Now, as we go through the night, wind flow north of the thruway especially turns more to the northeast. This is funneling in some Arctic air from the north. Not crazy cold, but this is why the numbers are going to drop close to freezing by tomorrow morning. All the while, precip is beginning to move in more from south to north. There's going to be a battleground with this where you go from cold rain to a mix of sleet and freezing rain and even some snow on the north side. Exactly where this axis of transition sets up will dictate who's getting a decent amount of freezing rain out of this, who just gets some yucky sleet, which really isn't that big of a deal to contend with compared to freezing rain, and who just gets all plain rain, which is probably going to be what a lot of the Finger Lakes in the southern tier end up getting. We'll taper this all off going into tomorrow night, and by Thursday morning, it is all done. I think from my chair, the biggest forecast challenge is not going to be, does the surface temperature drop below 32? I think it probably does in Rochester. It's the depth of the cold air above our heads. If it's thick, those raindrops freeze into little teeny tiny ice cubes and we get sleeted out. No big deal. If that air is more shallow, the raindrops don't have enough time to turn into those little baby ice cubes, and you have freezing rain, which coats everything in a glaze of ice. With that glaze of ice in mind, this is our latest ice accretion map. And we're talking totals across a lot of the area between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch of ice, favoring especially areas near and just west of Rochester. That will coat the trees in a shiny glaze. It will create some slick travel here, but you're not having trees coming down. You're not dealing with power outages. However, Teresa, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that there is still a chance here that this is more closer to 1/4 to 1/2 inch of freezing rain. Still not an ice storm. But at those levels, now travel's going to be even slower, and maybe you do have a few spots where a random power outage can still be a thing. So there's a lot that's still moving here tonight. We've got evening guidance coming in over the next few hours. We will change these maps accordingly as we see fit.